The Chicago Bears are playoff bound as the Pittsburgh Steelers finish off the Detroit Lions in one of the craziest endings you will ever see. But breaking news, Bears fans, we are going to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. We're here to break it all down. Got to react to that Steelers-Lions game a little bit, and then we'll just kind of celebrate and enjoy what a season this has been so far and what is still ahead of the Chicago Bears. But if you're fired up, if this is the best season of your life, if you want free and daily Bears content, hit that subscribe button. Rock with us all year long. A lot of meaningful football left, still bigger goals to chase, but you've checked that box for goal number one. You are in the postseason for the first time in 5 years, and really the first time in 7 years. That 2020 8-8 team, I mean, that was, we all know that was kind of a joke. Like that was not a playoff worthy team, but this team is, and they are in with 2 weeks to go, and everybody can exhale a little bit after the end of that Steelers-Lions game. And let's just talk about that for a second. I mean, it felt like the Steelers had put that game away like 5 times. I mean, Jaylen Warren, 45-yard touchdown run to go up 12. Then the Lions come back and score. Warren again from 45 yards out. Then the Lions come back and score. Then the Steelers are driving down. They keep running out of bounds to stop the clock for Detroit. I think they did it 3 times. They get stopped. Boswell, one of the best kickers in the game, kicks a chip shot field goal. The snap is low, and he doinks it off the right upright, and you're like, here you go. And then multiple penalties to extend Detroit drives. They tripped Jared Goff. There was an OPI on 4th down. It was just crazy. And then on the final play of the game, it's 4th and goal from the 9, and St. Brown runs a route about a half-yard short of the goal line. The Steelers wrap up, and he's going down, and I don't know if he pitched it or if he fumbled or what, but Jared Goff scoops it up and runs into the end zone, and you're just like, did the Lions just win on that? But there was like multiple flags that came out. The officials were conversing for what felt like 10 minutes, but you kind of found out that they were reviewing it in the NFL officiating, wherever they do it, wherever their review office is. I forget the city. And it was an OPI. He was short of the end zone, St. Brown initially, and you can't, if the game ends on an offensive penalty, the game's over. So even though they ruled it a touchdown, which they did, the OPI wipes it out, and instead of getting another play from the 19 or whatever, 10-yard penalty, it actually ends the game. Now, I kind of personally think that's dumb. If you score, I think you should get another chance on a penalty, but hey, the rule's the rule, and the Bears are dancing. The Steelers tried to screw it up about 8 times, but the Bears are in the postseason, and just savor this moment, Bears fans, because it's been a long road. It has been a long road. I mean, just for me personally, from the content creator side of this, I've been doing this since the 2020 season. And that first year, they were kind of just this up and down, okay 8-8 team that lost in an ugly game to the Saints in the wild card round. And, you know, since then, they've been kind of a joke. They brought Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace back in 2021. That was a mistake. They drafted Justin Fields, and, you know, that was a roller coaster. Ryan Poles comes in here with Matt Eberflus. They decide to trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams. That has been the right move, but the Eberflus era was an embarrassment. But then you get Ben Johnson, and it changes everything. It doesn't just change your team, it changes your franchise. And we've seen that. And yeah, there's little nitpicky things here and there. I hated the 4th and 1 call last night. There's been a few situational play calls I haven't loved, but he is an excellent play caller. He's an unbelievable leader. He has galvanized this city, this football team. They started 0-2, including a 52-21 point loss, 52-21 loss in week 2 to the Lions, and they never wavered. They've won 11 out of 13 since then and have clinched a playoff berth. And, which we'll talk about here in just a moment, they are a game away from clinching an NFC North berth, which means they would be guaranteed a top 2 seed. We'll explain that here in just a moment. But first, got to tell you guys about our awesome sponsor. That is Prize Picks. The holidays are here. It's the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, hockey games, playoff pushes, playoff clinches for the Bears. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which games to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. That is Prize Picks. You just pick 2 or more players in your Prize Picks lineup. Daily fantasy sports, much better than season-long fantasy. I'm done with that. I'm all in on Prize Picks. 2 or more players, regardless of sport, take more or less on their stat projections, and if you hit, you win money. How you play is up to you. If you want flexibility in your lineup, choose the Flex Play option, which allows you to miss once in your multiplayer lineup, and you can still up to double your money depending on the lineup you have. Or if you want to go for the biggest payouts, choose the Power Play option. How you play is up to you, but Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. So what are you waiting for? Get started with Prize Picks today. Download the app right now. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in the lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in the lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Okay, so you've clinched the playoff berth. That's fantastic. Now that we know that, what about the NFC North? So Detroit is out of the NFC North. They're not eliminated from the playoffs. If they win their final 2 games and get some help, they could still get in, but they can no longer win the division, which means it's down to Chicago and Green Bay. And it's very simple. With the Bears at 11-4 and Green Bay at 9-5-1, the Bears need either one more win or one more Packers loss. The Bears play at San Francisco next week. The early line is 49ers -3, or they beat Detroit at home in Week 18. For the Packers, they play the Ravens at home this next week. We'll see how Baltimore plays tonight. And then at the Vikings in Week 18. So again, you win one more, or the Packers lose one more. You don't need both. Magic number's 1 between the 2 teams. One more win, one more Packers loss. Either of those happens, you clinch the division. Now, if you want to get the number 1 seed, you probably have to win both of your final 2 games, and then depending on tiebreaker scenarios, if Seattle were to lose one more time, you could get in. I know for a fact the Bears, if they finish with the same record as the Rams and it's down to those 2, if they're both division winners, the Bears have the tiebreaker. I still have not confirmed if Seattle or the Bears would have the tiebreaker if they end up with the same record. So I will look into that tomorrow. But I do know this. If you win the North, you're locked into the number 2 seed if you win one of your final 2 games. Now, if you lose out and Green Bay were to lose to help you win the division and Philly were to win their final 2 games, they'd be 12-5, you'd be 11-6. But if you simply just win one more game, which is the easiest way to control all this, you'll have the tiebreaker over Philly, even if they get to 12-5 and the Bears are 12-5, because obviously the Bears beat them head-to-head. So Chicago in a great position. They're clinched. That should loosen things up a bit. Now you're chasing bigger goals. Next step is winning the division and, who knows, potentially getting the number 1 overall seed. Speaking of the Packers, by the way, they might be in some pretty big trouble. Matt LaFleur today said that Malik Willis has a shoulder injury, and it's his throwing shoulder. Remember Montez Sweat hit him pretty hard on that final sack in regulation. He was kind of shaking his arm trying to get loose. Did make a nice throw in overtime to Jaden Reed to get them past midfield before Green Bay stalled out and the Bears got the turnover on downs. But he is banged up. Don't know the severity of his injury. And Jordan Love's in the concussion protocol. Now, we'll see if Love's able to make a quick turnaround and play this next week against Baltimore. But what if both can't play? I mean, I know the Ravens haven't exactly been great, and I have a lot of respect for LaFleur and Jeff Hafley. I thought they coached a hell of a game last night, and honestly, the players let them down. Romeo Doubs not handling the onside kick, Malik Willis dropping the snap, etc. But if you're without Jordan Love and Malik Willis, I don't know how you beat the Ravens. And if that's the case, the Bears may clinch before they even, or the division before they even kick off on Sunday night. Could you imagine just kicking off that 49ers game and the Bears have already won the division? It's like, talk about just a loose environment. You got nothing to lose. Like you're chasing the number 1 seed at that point and you want to clinch the number 2 seed, but that would be a hell of a situation to be in if the Bears enter that game and they've already won the division. Now, we'll obviously see how that all plays out, but that is something to monitor over the next few days and into this week of preparation for the Packers. So keep an eye on that. We'll certainly monitor that here on Chicago Bears Now. All right. That'll do it. Bears are in the freaking playoffs. Give me your one-word reaction. What is your one-word reaction to the Chicago Bears clinching a playoff berth? It's just awesome, right? Like that's my one word. Incredible. I mean, I think we all knew the Bears were better than a 5-win team last year. They were just horrendously coached. But like, they're going to win the division most likely. You can't, I mean, Caleb Williams in his presser last night said, I got the best coach in the world. We got the best coaching staff in the world. Now, is there hyperbolic in there? I don't know. I think they believe that, though. And who am I to argue against it? This staff, what they've done, the injuries on defense, the mess they had to inherit from last year, not even just from a talent standpoint, just from a culture, just setting a new standard. It's been remarkable what Ben Johnson and this staff have done. So ride the wave, Bears fans. Enjoy this one tonight. Give me your one-word reaction to the Bears clinching a playoff berth and celebrate this, because it's been 5 years since they've been in the postseason. It's as you guys know, it's not easy. So feels like it could be a new day in Chicago. It's Chicago. All right, we're going to get out of here. Hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go watch Sunday Night Football. Might do a little Four Verts Sunday Night Football kind of playoff picture update video tonight. So if you want to check that out, go subscribe to Four Verts. I'll put the link on screen real quick. No, I won't. Can't find it here. YouTube.com/@4verts if you want to go check it out. My name is Harrison Graham. Bears are in the playoffs. Bear the hell down.